Well, this is it, your new home for the next 90 days. I'm going to help you spiritually mature along with some other incredibly motivational people until you get into top spiritual shape. One of the reasons there are so many routines in chi-rho 90, 7 routines in all, is a concept we call holistic spiritual maturity. You're not just going to be listening to some Christian music or saying some prayers or reading the Bible or falling asleep on a Sunday sermon. There's much more to it than that. And just when you think you're going to plateau, we mix in some more routines. If you read the book, you'd see all the routines that we do in the program. Your job simply, though, is just to trust the Father in heaven, even during the times of hard testing. Just stay committed with as much intensity as you can every single day. That's what we mean by faith it up. Some of the chi-rho 90 routines will be helping you to develop your Christ-like image. These strength routines help you to simultaneously expand your spiritual life and abandon worldly strongholds that have been choking the joy and peace that God desires for you. Other routines will focus on the development of your love toward God and those near you. This includes people who you might consider to be enemies, such as those who have caused a great deal of pain or disappointment in your life. Now, there's a few ways that you can arrange the routines. If you're a new Christian, or perhaps a Christian who hasn't spent much time strengthening your relationship with God, you might begin for a few weeks with a lighter load, perhaps 3 or 4 routines per week. Now remember, that's still a lot of time because each routine is about 2 hours. A more passionate or mature Christian will want to do about 6 to 9 routines per week. And if you prefer to devote a full Sabbath day to pursuing the Lord, the Sabbath plan pushes you with a full day's engagement and a couple of other routines during the week. Hey, if you really want to go extreme, tell you what, quit your job, become a pastor for very little salary, put your church in the basement of a bank building, and then tell me about it, because you're an animal and I love you. Now, extreme discipline focused on a specific area of your relationship with God is what each workout will be about. But the program is about holistic maturity. It's not just about the workouts. You've got to have some other things in place to be able to help you to mature. My friends, one of the things that God has given you is a Christian community to help you out, to inspire you, to encourage you, and sometimes to challenge you when some of the messages of God are difficult to receive. That's the iron sharpening iron. Community is essential. And that's one of the reasons why we've brought in the best community builder in the business, Brad Jensen.
When the chi-rho 90 program was first explained to me, I knew we had a major challenge on our hands. This is not just an afternoon drinking coffee, talking about whether the pastor should keep his sermons under 90 minutes, but rather a program that requires active investments in one another's lives. This is a strenuous program, and we will need high-impact community. We're talking about accountability, encouragement, forgiveness, and love. The routines in the community work hand in hand. You can't do this independently and expect results. The community helps you to develop those genuine, long-lasting spiritual results, and not just fleeting, shallow, short-term experiences.
The workouts are important, the community is essential, but the last piece of the chi-rho 90 puzzle that is absolutely vital is your worship of God, where you seek Him, where He fills your life with the Holy Spirit. You're humble before Him, and that's what helps you get beyond just a Sunday religious event. Friends, you need passionate worship, like the worship that's designed by my good friend David Ferguson.
Engaging with God in worship is the foundation of the chi-rho 90 program. Now, it's a common misconception that worship is simply singing a song or this deep emotional experience. In chi-rho 90, we're going to tear down these stereotypes, and we're going to show you that being able to understand and relate to God can be accomplished through true worship. Now, we're going to show you how prayer, acts of service, and about a dozen other exercises can open your mind to other ways of worship. We're also going to gear the program towards helping you shut out the crisis and stress that the world delivers into your life and help you to devote your life to God. In chi-rho 90, we'll bring Him more than a song, for a song in itself is not what He has required. He searches much deeper within through the way things appear. He's looking into our hearts. I'm coming back to the heart of worship.
Hey, keep with your community. Stay strong in worship. Keep press and play. And remember, it's God that's doing the real work in your life. To put together an extreme program, we needed to bring in some equipment to let us expand our spiritual breadth and intensify our workouts. If you really want to excel with chi-rho 90, you're going to need a Bible. God has inspired this awesome book, and there's a translation out there that fits you and your spiritual level. The Bible is a central piece of equipment for every workout. A second piece of equipment that's going to be absolutely vital is a prayer mat or a prayer closet or any dedicated place that you can find to be private with God. You might even find a mountaintop to be valuable. The important thing is, get to a place where you can pour your heart out to God, where you can maybe even speak out loud, and all those distractions are not around you. The kids are not around, the screens are not around. You got to turn off those computers and cell phones, guys. You've got to have some time with God. It is an absolute essential part of this program. The third piece of equipment that you're going to need is this thing right here. Now, I'm not talking about a watch or a heart rate monitor. I'm talking about time. You have got to be able to set aside sufficient time to spend with God. That's called Sabbath. And Sabbath is important in a relationship with God. If you want to grow strongly, if you want to be mature, you're also going to have to set aside the time as God has told us. We don't have to set aside our entire week, but you may have to have long blocks of time, hours, or even a day, Sabbath, to be able to help in your relationship with God. And the fourth piece of equipment, something that you're going to find very important and vital that I've noticed with Christians all along, is that you need to take some before and after photos of your spiritual life. You got to take a picture of your spiritual life as it exists as you're going into the program, and then at 30, 60, 90-day intervals, you take additional photographs to let you know how you're growing and where you're still struggling, to let you see the definition of your spiritual life. Well, that's where you're headed. Extreme maturity, extreme spiritual results. My friend, you have got a 90-day commitment in front of you. Are you ready to put in the first routine? Let me tell you something. I'm going to be here for you. But you have got to do your best and let God do the rest. And faith it up.